He had keys to my flat. He could come and go freely as he pleases, so no.
You also testified that everyone in the ministry, and let us refer to this group of people, used drugs.
No, not everybody.
Did you use drugs?
No, I didn't.
You testified that he used drugs with you?
No, I was aware that he was using it, but I never used it with him.
What type of drugs did he use?
Crystal, and he smoked marijuana.
Where did he use these drugs?
I found it in his room once, asked him about it, and yeah, he admitted that he used it. I just had one request, not in front of my children.
He's just spent a lot of time with you in your flat.
He spent a lot of time in my flat, yes.
Now, did you see him use drugs in Kosana 1?
No, I found it in his room only. He was working at Limelight at the time, but I never saw him physically use it, no.
Where was his room?
He was sleeping in my son's room with my son. So.
Did you confront him?
Yes, and I asked him if he wants to use it, just not in front of my children. And he explained to me if he smokes marijuana, he walks around the block, or if he uses anything, he won't use it in front of my children.
Then you also testified about the invisible girlfriend. You testified that you created a girlfriend. The SMSs, you heard the testimony?
Yes, I did.
Where he said that you created a girlfriend and could only communicate via SMS.
Mm-hmm.
What is your version of this event?
I didn't know he was seeing someone or dating someone at that stage, so I have no idea if he was even talking to someone.
Were you at all responsible for creating this invisible
No,
girlfriend?
I wasn't. No.
What would you say is the reason why he implicates you in all these crimes?
Roux and he always thought that I favored Marcel above him. If Marcel asked for something, we would never say no. You would give it to her without question. If he asks you for the same thing, or if he asks you to borrow money or anything, the first thing you want to know is why. What does he want it for? The reason being...
Slow down, man.
Marcel, if she asks you for something, she leaves 5 minutes later, she comes back with wool for knitting or stuff to bake cookies. But with Roux, he asks you for something, he doesn't come back for 2 days, and if he does come back the same day, he's drunk. So as soon as he asks you something, you would ask him why. We allowed Marcel to drive the car. We didn't allow him the same thing. So yeah, he always said that we favored Marcel above him. We always picked her side. And it wasn't like that. There was reasons for it. But yeah, he was very upset about that most of the time.
He also testified in concluding his evidence that you destroyed his life.
No.
Italia.
No, I didn't destroy
And that he
his life.
hated you.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
Could you ascribe it to any reason why he would go so far as to say these things about you?
No, he stayed in my house. He practically lived there for a very long time. I can't see why he would say something like that. But yeah, he said it.
Let's go to the evidence of John Barnard. He testified that he knew you since 2006, correct?
He met me 2007. Me and his sister were pregnant at the same time. She with her son Dimitri and me with my daughter Louisa. My daughter was born January 2008.
He said the primary reason meeting is to exchange DVDs and also, although it was not the primary reason, to pick up drugs that you paid for.
No, I never bought drugs from John.
Did you supply any drugs to him?
No, I never did.
DVDs?
DVDs, yes. Me and his sister used to swap out and make copies of each other's DVDs and stuff.
He also said that you put pressure on people to obtain money.
No, I didn't.
Then he went on to testify, this is specifically regarding the mayor's murders. He testified that on that specific day that the mayors were murdered, he came to your residence and you told him that accused 1, Marinda, and accused 3 left for the mayor's house. What would you say on that?
No, that didn't happen.
Did you know about either accused 1, Marinda, or 3 going to the mayor's house?
No, as far as I know, that day Marcel was busy in the kitchen cooking. We were playing golf on the Wii when John came from work, and he said he's going to go visit Lex. So that's the first thing he did. So no.
And he testified that approximately an hour later, you received a phone call from Marinda saying that the operation went down well.
No,
That's referring to the mayor's murders.
no, I never got a phone call.
No phone call.
No phone call.
And after the murders, accused 3 and Marinda came to your flat and told you what happened. And also that accused 1 got aggressive during the encounter with the mayors.
No,
And he actually went
no, Marinda never said
nearly
that.
mad.
No, that discussion didn't happen.
With regard to the so-called Zach's death, the Jackson murder, he testified that you and all of the group accused discussed faking the death of Zach and then claiming the policy.
No.
Then he specifically testified that after the burning of Zach's vehicle, he phoned you, informing you of what happened.
No one phoned me. That was the reason I was upset the next morning, that I had no missed calls on my phone.
He further testified that when the group came back from Peter Steyn, they actually gave you complete feedback of what exactly happened.
No one came by that night at all.
He also testified that, no, I will leave that there. Apologies, my lord. Let's go over to Mr. X. Testimony, job.
Oh, okay.
He testified that you had a discussion in your room and you asked him if accused 1 was capable of murder. What would you say to that?
No, I never had a discussion like that with him.
And then the whole issue of, with regard to the murder of Pastor Ben Dixon, you told him actually what happened, and then accused 1 would have come in and said, don't worry, he already knows about it. What would you say to that also now?
No, that never happened. That whole discussion never happened.
Never took place.
No.
And then he testified about obtaining the services of a co-employee to get rid of Joshua. You actually approved that plan.
No, I didn't know anybody except for his boss. I didn't know anybody else that worked with him.
Then he also testified about the tracking device, and that you eventually showed him on your computer how the vehicle was tracked. That is a tracking device that accused 1 picked up, and that you put in the SIM card, and this was eventually put onto Riel's car. What do you say about that, Sina?
I never had a tracking device. Accused one never bought me a tracking device. I didn't have internet access at my house, so there is no way for me to even track a tracking device.